Welcome to The Longest Turn. This is episode 82, Summer Games. My name is Tyler.
Hello, this is Kevin.
Hi, this is Logan.
In this episode, we're just going to talk about some of the games we've been playing lately.
Yeah.
And there's been a plethora of games that have come across my table.
Plethora is a great word.
It is fantastic.
I like that word, and also a plethora for me, which has been great. Spent some time up at the lake, and we hang out at the lake and play games. That's all we do all week.
That sounds amazing.
It is amazing.
Yeah, you were gone last week. Tyson's gone this week. We got my son Logan filling in for us.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
He has been on a couple episodes with us before. Divinus you were on that feature review episode.
And then you reviewed some lesser game I think he was on. Was it Dune Imperium? Yeah.
That one game that has 2 games ranked in the top 10 somehow.
Yeah, terrible game. Just terrible. But it's been a while. Welcome, Logan. Welcome.
We've been playing a ton of games lately. It's been a good summer.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
I couldn't be happier. We've gotten back to, we played Scythe last week. You missed out on a 6-player game of that.
I saw that.
Awesome.
The last time I played Scythe, that's actually with you and Lug.
Yeah.
It was at my house. And it's one of those games that you don't play it for a while, and then you play it, and you're like, this game is amazing. Why don't I play it more?
Yeah.
Right?
And in fact, Eric, one of our buddies, was like, this is a game that we should play at least, once a year?
At least once a year. It deserves to get out once a year.
It needs to be in the rotation.
Yeah.
Right?
Because almost everybody at the table hadn't played it for 2 years or something. I don't know when you and I played with Logan. I don't remember when that was, but it feels like it was like a year and a half
ago. Something like that.
But almost everybody at the table, and that's Ben's favorite game in our group, and he hadn't played in a few years.
Is it his number one?
It is.
Oh,
yeah.
We definitely should play that more.
Yeah. And
there's so much content for it.
Yep.
I heard there's like some sort of campaign.
There's this campaign. Yeah. We played through it like 5 years ago. I don't know, something like that.
I don't know. I've told the story before, but I got through maybe 3 or 4 episodes, and my wife kind of soured on it.
But I feel like if it came out before Stranger Things season 4, the period of there's no more spoiler-free discussions anymore.
No, that's false. False. Still, you gotta put up the spoiler tag.
Yeah. So I don't know. Should we just jump into some of the games that we've been playing lately?
Let's jump in. Hot streak. So,
oh man.
Okay, so if you let's look at the BGG hotness at the moment, because this one
surprised me.
This one is, it's fallen rapidly. No, it's still there. It is, as of recording, it is number 16 on the hotness. All right. And if you look at the rank of this one, or the overall score, it's an 8.2 on BGG. That's
incredible.
That is incredibly high for this type of game. Okay, so this is basically a party race game. That's what it is. If you've ever played Camel Up, have either of you guys played Camel Up?
I have not. No.
Okay, but if you've played that one, it feels similar to that, but it plays completely different. So the theme of this game, I think,
it's a race game.
It's hilarious, right?
Yeah.
So you're a degenerate gambler. That's what you are, and you have stooped so low as to bet on mascot races. Okay. The first thing you'll notice about this game, and whenever I bring it out, is the box is just very unique.
It looks like a kid's toy.
It looks like a kid's toy. It's basically a big rectangle, a long rectangle. You can see inside of the box in the mascots, there's 4 mascots that are on display. Really nice sculpts. You see their eyeballs inside, which is kind of funny. And then the biggest part of this game is you put it on the table and then you pull out the race mat, actually from the box, which is really interesting. And then you're almost ready to go. All right. You have 4 mascots. Like I said, you've got Dangle, you've got Hurley, Mum, and Gobbler. You are going to be betting on these mascots to see who wins, and whoever bets the best is who's going to win. So really quick, how the game works is you have a race deck, and there are various cards in this race deck. Like there's a 2, and if Gobbler comes up and the card says 2, you're going to move him 2 spots on the race mat. There's also cards like Fall Down. Gobbler could fall down. Gobbler could turn around. Gobbler could swerve into another lane. He could swerve into Dangle's lane.
Because
right?
clearly he can't see through the mascot's outfit.
Exactly.
Right?
So depending on how many players, you're gonna flip over a certain number of cards. Everybody's gonna see these cards. They're gonna have a little bit of an idea of what these mascots are gonna do in this race. But then everybody gets dealt 3 cards that they're going to add to the race deck, which you could sabotage somebody else's mascot that they've bet on. You could play a card that's good for your mascot, and you think it's going to help them win. Various cards that you can throw in there. Okay, but before you do that, you're gonna bet. You're gonna bet on who you think's going to win. So there's a bunch of tickets. Each mascot has 3 tickets. You're going to in player order. It's like a snake draft. You're going to take 2 of these. You take the top ticket. You're going to say, I think Gobbler's going to win. I can do a safe bet or a risky bet. Safe bets get you, money based on first, second, or third. Risky, you get a little bit more for first, less for second and third. And then there's always a side bet. Like, is a mascot going to get disqualified? Is a mascot going to crawl in the final stretch? Things like that. So you take this race deck, you shuffle it up, and then you count down 3, 2, 1. You burn the first 3 cards, and then you flip over the card, and the mascots race. Okay. And then depending on who gets there first, they get put on the pedestal, first place, second place, third place. If somebody gets disqualified, they automatically go in 4th place or whatever the lowest place is. And then you do that 2 more times. And whoever has the most money at the end of 3 races is the winner. So I've played this game, I
10
think
times or something.
I think 9 times. I've played, I think, with 19 different players. We've played 3-player and all the way up to 9 players. If you go over 8, then there's special rules for over 8, but you can play with as many people as you want, which is really cool. Every time I bring this out, everybody has a blast playing. It's just hilarious. It's exciting every time you start the race because you kind of have an idea of what cards are in there. You're cheering when your card comes up. You're like, why are you turning around? There's mascots that are running into each other and knocking each other over. We've had experiences where Gobbler gets to the very end and then he turns around and he runs to the other side of the map.
That's awesome.
Or he turns around and swerves off the map. And if you're off the map, then you get disqualified. We've had mascots all in the same space, knocked over, with Hurley crawling backwards. It's just the experiences and the things that happen are just crazy fun, and we just had a blast with it. So
yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's one of the better race games that I've played.
Yeah,
and it plays really quick. Everybody's laughing. Everybody's having a good time. Yeah. I really like this. When you first brought it over, I was like,
"What is this?"
Yeah, is that a box of toys for my little guy?
Yeah, I brought it over for Kate.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah. So no, it's a lot of fun. I don't know. What did you think, Logan?
Yeah, I thought it was awesome. It's not a game you can take too seriously. I've only played it once, and I turned out to be absolutely horrible. Like, I scored less in the total game than most people scored in the last round. I did horrible, but it was just an absolute blast. Just super fun and funny moments.
Yeah, if you're playing this game to have a strategic experience and wanting to win, then you're playing the wrong game. Right? It's just about the story that unfolds, right? And a lot of times I just like to throw in bad cards into the race deck just for chaos.
I'm an agent of chaos. Oh, and you know the thing about chaos? It's fair.
And it's always hilarious, right? So when a racer starts off backwards, it's like, that's amazing. Yeah. It's like,
and then it goes forward one and he's immediately out of the race.
Yeah, it's exactly. Awesome. Yeah, and once you get through the race deck, then you fold the race mat so it gets smaller. And if one of the mascots gets swallowed by the race mat, then they get disqualified. So that's funny too, right? So it's the whole racetrack gets smaller and smaller as you get further and further into the race, which is fun. It
ensures that the race doesn't last forever.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you could have someone just turn around in circles and never really making any progress. So if they get eliminated, then the race is over. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's a good one.
Yep, that's a good one. CMYK, that's the publisher. I don't know if I mentioned that. Designer is John Perry. Artist is Cecily Gary B. Sorry, but I mean, the art is pretty good, right?
Yeah,
It totally fits the game. So
I don't know who posted pictures of this, but somebody has pictures on BGG where Homer is one of the race characters.
I'm looking at that right now. That is amazing. So it looks like Homer replaces Hurley in this case, the hot dog.
Yeah.
I would totally play that game.
Yeah, totally.
So that is Hot Streak from CMYK.
So I'm going to talk about a game I've talked about a bunch before. We've talked about it on the podcast. It's Silver from Bezier Games, designed by Ted Alspach. This one, so there's Amulet was the first one, and then there's Bullet, Coin, Dagger, and then and Fang recently came out as part of a Kickstarter that fulfilled earlier this year or late last year. I was on my Shelf of Shame from the Shelf of Shame episode.
Nice.
And so I've been playing a lot of Silver lately. The iOS app is awesome. You can get all the decks and you can unlock the collector edition extra cards, which is cool by getting all these achievements. But I'm not talking about the app. It is awesome. If you like Silver, go check it out. Silver is basically golf, an old card game that I played growing up as a kid. You start out with 4 or 5 face down face cards, and you flip over 2 of them, and you look at them. This is in golf. You look at them, and then you put them back down, and then you're drawing a card and swapping cards over the course of the game, trying to get the lowest points possible in your little tableau in front of you. Silver takes it to the next level because each card has a special ability. And so, I don't know, Logan and I played this the other night. It was fantastic. Just another great Silver version was I. And each one comes with this special, and not amulet, but token that you can win if you win one of the 4 rounds by calling and then having the lowest score. If you don't have the lowest score, you take a 10-point penalty added on to however many points you would score. Otherwise, you get 0 and you get this token. I has a very powerful token. When you use it after winning a call, you get to search the draw pile for any card that you want. And it could be one of the main ones, or it could be one of the really cool scoring ones that helps you score really well. It could be very mean, which is how Logan played it. And you pull out that card and you can swap it with one of your cards that's in front of you, or you can play it and use its ability. So Logan was dropping 11s and 12s in my play area, swapping cards for me, sticking it to me right at the end of the round.
Is it a one-time use thing?
It's a one-time use thing.
Okay.
But it's probably the most powerful token. What do you think, Logan?
Oh, absolutely. It was awesome. It was a ton of fun strategy just from that Silver piece alone.
Yeah. And so like Amulet, you can protect one of your cards. The Coin lets you flip over one of your cards. So the other one's a little weaker compared to this one. A couple of my favorite cards. It's really easy to score negative points or really low points in I, because the 1 is a -1. And if it's face up, you get to assign that to one of your other cards and you get that many points negative for your scoring. So if you have a 12 in your tableau, and you have the -1 face up, you're getting -12 from that combo, which is really cool.
Okay.
And so it could go well to counter the eye token if somebody plays a nasty card on you and gives you some garbage cards. The 13, if it's face up, it blows up one of your other cards, so you can basically eliminate your high card that you're not assigning the -1 to if you have a -1 too. So if you have 2 -1s, dude, you're going to score
game over.
Yeah, you're going to go negative. I love Silver. I've always loved it. I have the collector's edition with the big fancy box. I backed that, and I was happy to get I off the Shelf of Shame. I also played Fang recently. We played Coin the other night too.
A lot of Silver.
We've been playing a lot of Silver.
Yeah.
Silver right now is the game on my phone that I play before I fall asleep at night.
Nice.
That is Silver from Bezier Games.
I like Silver. I think it's good. I don't love it, but I like it.
I like it. I think I like it. I like it more with like 3 people or less.
2 is rough.
2's a little rough.
2 is fun.
Okay.
2's fun, but it's not
4
as good.
4 takes a little while, especially
Yeah.
if it's new players.
You think 3 is a sweet spot?
3 is a sweet spot. We have the 5 and 6 player expansion. As part of the Kickstarter, I don't know that I ever need to get that out. Oh, there is one card in the collector edition at the extra cards. Okay, get this.
Okay.
If somebody plays the 10,
Okay.
you cut the draw pile in half, remove those cards from the game along with the 10.
Oh.
And then you flip it, it becomes the discard pile, and the discard pile becomes the draw pile. So if all 4
Whoa.
10s get played over the course of 4 rounds,
You have 4 piles?
you could you just have you take that half out of the game.
Okay.
Like, put it back in the box. So you could get down to where the deck's like 15 cards or something.
Does
or
that
10
ruin the
cards.
game?
I don't know. It was awesome the time we played with it. It was fun. It was really cool. It
fun.
just makes the rounds super quick.
Yeah.
Speaking of, it takes a little longer with 4 players.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It was fun. We got to explore the collector edition cards more, but they're just extra cards that you're supposed to insert in, swap out. Logan and I made the mistake of playing with the whole deck, and they have like game breaking abilities.
Every single one.
Yeah.
Oh, you played with all of them?
Has a game breaking.
It was awesome.
This game's weird.
It was fun. We wanted to try it at least once.
You mentioned the 5 to 6 player. It always cracks me up when companies put in like 5-6 player expansions when they had no business putting 5 to 6 player. Like Sagrada is the first one that comes to mind. I will never play Sagrada with 5 and never 6 players. Like keep it at the player count that it's supposed to be at. But
we don't need a 3-hour game of Sagrada.
but they're doing that to sell the game, and some people are going to like that.
Yeah,
man, it's not for me. Some of those games that are 5 or 6 players is not for me.
Yeah, I mean, if you had a seasoned group of silver players, like okay, cool, let's play 5 and 6 players.
Yeah.
If everybody's already familiar with the whole deck, whichever deck you're playing with, the awesome thing about silver is you can mix and match all the decks. And just create these infinite potential combinations and possibilities. The app lets you do that as well. You can create custom decks or randomize custom decks. It's fantastic. So that is silver.
Awesome. The first game I'm going to be talking about is a game published by Fantasy Flight Games, designed by Corey Kanitska and Christian Peterson. This is StarCraft, the board game.
I think Santa delivered this 5 years ago.
Anytime you're ready.
Yeah.
So it's about time you got it off your
When
shelf
was
of
this?
shame.
This is an older one, right?
Yeah. So
Corey Kanitska, he did Rebellion, right?
2007.
Yeah, so I've had this game for a few years.
That's so old in board game years.
Didn't get a chance to play it till last night, actually. It's based off a really old video game called StarCraft that is awesome. If you're not familiar with StarCraft, you take on a role of the humans, the Protoss, this highly advanced alien race, or the Zerg, this hive mind alien
parasitic
insectoid just swarm that's awesome.
Isn't Zerg in Toy Story? Different Zerg, right?
Yes.
Different
Zerg.
Okay,
I thought that was the first time I saw Toy Story. I was like, what the heck?
They stole it.
So yeah, this game, it is awesome. And I knew I would like it just because of the nostalgia. I played this game a lot with my dad. This and Halo were like the 2 main games I played a ton. So I knew I'd like it because of that. I played it with someone who had never even heard of StarCraft, and he also loved it because the mechanics in this game are just awesome.
Okay, so it's not just riding on theme.
No, there's
cool
layers upon layers upon layers of strategy. It is an absolute blast. It's an area control game where you are building up your faction. You're unlocking different buildings that allow you to produce new units, or different modules that allow you to do different actions more efficiently. And you are assembling this army and conquering planets. It is just amazing.
Cool. It's beefy. 3 to 4 hours gameplay.
How long was your play?
We started a rules teach at like 8:15 and we ended about 11.
So it plays quicker for 2 players, right?
Definitely for 2 players.
3 hours isn't bad at all.
Especially
for a
with
new
the
player.
teach.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I assume it plays 2 to 6 players. So if you got 4 or 5 people, you're going to get closer to that 4-hour range, I think.
And it looks like a table hog.
Oh, absolutely.
A lot of stuff going on, right?
Yeah, I think our table would have a hard time holding 3 players. Like 2
really?
players, there was good room for 2 players, but 3 players, the maps bigger, all the faction pieces, everything get added. Yeah,
So
absolutely.
you're saying you need to go tell your mom that we need to get a new board game table that's bigger?
for sure.
Okay, I like it.
Well, you just make one.
Yeah, I'll just make another one. There
Yeah.
we go.
Yeah.
I have been looking at that, but that's neither here nor there.
Back-
I don't have anywhere to put it. dang
Back
it.
to StarCraft.
Yes, back to StarCraft.
One thing I loved about this game is at the beginning of each round, the way you plan out your actions. It's called the planning phase, and you have these order tokens that represent the different types of actions you'll be taking, and every player takes turns and puts out these tokens onto the different planets where their actions are going to be. Once everybody has put out all their tokens, you take turns resolving them. And it was so cool seeing the strategy in just the planning alone, because when you resolve an action from one of these order stacks, you can only resolve it if you have a token on the top. And so there's a lot of strategy with, there were multiple times in the game where we would put one of our tokens on top of a big stack of the other player's tokens, and then they could not take any of those actions until we had taken our action on top, and we could hold
cool.
them and block them from doing whatever their actions were on that planet until we were ready for it. And just that mechanic alone was super cool. One thing that's awesome as well is the things you're unlocking as you're building your faction, you're usually not benefiting from them until the next round. So there's a lot of like seeing what your opponents are doing. Oh, they just unlocked this capability. I need to build out this so I can counter it. And it was just tons of fun.
So you're getting more and more powerful as the game goes on, unlocking more and more abilities. So it sounds like there's a fun progression to the game. Right?
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
it builds up as you get closer to the end type of thing.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's awesome.
Did you play StarCraft?
No, never played StarCraft.
Oh, man, this was like when I was in high school, like
Yeah.
senior year, we would ditch school after lunch or in the middle of lunch and go play StarCraft at my friend's house. He had like 6 or 7 computers on a LAN, and we had some amazing afternoons of StarCraft.
Nice. Halo. That's I was a Halo guy.
Yeah.
But that was 2002. for
Yeah,
Halo.
that was-
so high
yeah.
school for me.
Halo
I remember
was-
playing Doom.
Halo was my first year of college, I think.
Okay.
It was that winter when it came out, and it was
Yeah.
like mind blowing. This is the coolest experience ever.
Halo was?
Yeah, I've
Oh,
ever
Halo
had
was
in a video game.
Oh, it was incredible. Well,
Anyway, yep.
we could go on down the Halo rabbit hole, but yeah.
So can I do an arbiter drop in StarCraft the board game, because that is my signature move?
War field stabilized.
Absolutely. One thing I loved about this game
You
is
knew that already, though, didn't you?
I did.
every
Set up.
every single ability in the video game of every character has some sort of representation, and I loved that. Every faction has this big stack of technology cards that most of the technology cards are exactly that, representing upgrades that different characters had in the video game, different abilities that you could unlock in the video game. And just, I loved that literally everything had some sort of representation in it.
Nice.
It was
That's awesome.
So Forbidden Stars, it was re-implemented by Forbidden Stars.
And I don't think that's in print either. That was 2015.
Yeah. So interesting. That one's ranked even higher. So got to track down a copy of that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also the Brood War expansion. Logan, no. This one was pricey enough, I'm sure, for Chris Kringle. So that's awesome. StarCraft.
Yeah.
We'll have to play it again in 2 to 4 years. Just kidding.
Yeah.
I want to play it.
You must construct additional pylons.
Yeah, there were so many times while we were playing, me and my buddy, that we would stop, look at each other, and be like, "That was so cool what we just did." So
Nice.
yeah, just an absolute blast. And yeah, that's StarCraft.
Oh yeah.
Nice. I'm going to go the other end of the spectrum. This one's called Dice Miner, Okay. This was a Kickstarter that my brother-in-law backed. He got the all-in deluxeified edition, which is pretty cool. Comes in a pretty big box. Game looks great. It is very, very light. It is 1.67 weight on BGG. So not a difficult game at all. That's why it's on the other end of the spectrum from StarCraft. This is a dice drafting game. Okay. It has a theme, but kind of who cares really, because the theme really isn't integrated to the mechanics at all.
It's a fantasy theme.
But it's a fantasy theme. You're dwarves. There's something about dragons, and the dragons come and you can fight them away with shields and stuff. And there's cave-ins and things like that. Really, you don't know the theme. You don't pick up the theme very much when you're playing the game. It's still cool that it has a theme, right? The coolest thing about the game, it's a dice drafting game, but at least the deluxe version has this plastic mountain.
Yeah.
And
I'm seeing that.
Yeah. And you pull out 20 dice from a bag, and then you drop them on this plastic mountain, and the mountain's kind of turned. So the dice stack up really nice.
Kind of at an angle, right?
At an angle that looks like a mountain. And then you start drafting. And the drafting is kind of cool because when it's your turn, you take one of the available dice that are on the top. So initially, you can take one of the 2 dice that are on the top. That will expose other dice that are below them, which it does make for some interesting decisions because you can see what's coming and you can see what you're going to make available for the next person, right?
It's almost like the drafting in Seven Wonders Duel, where you can see, for the most part, what you're going to expose to your opponent.
Yep, exactly. There are also, so you're going to score various things for these dice, right? So there's gems and you're going to get points for gems. So maybe you'll collect gems. There's number dice. And if you can collect starting with 1 through 5, you're going to get points at the end of the round. You always have to start with a 1 though. All right. Then there's cave-in dice. Cave-in dice will get you negative points. Unless you have a pickaxe, then they turn into positive points. There's dragons. Dragons will also get you negative points unless you have a shield. Then they'll give you positive points. So you're trying to draft based on what your strategy is. You're trying not to let other people draft based on what their strategy is. So you're looking around the table. You get to the end of the round. You count up the score for that round. You get a certain amount of points. And then you go to the next round. What's kind of cool is you're going to get progressively more dice through the rounds. You play 3 rounds. So at the end, you're rolling a boatload of dice and you can get some pretty cool combos, and they can be really swingy in the 3rd round because somebody could roll, 10 asteroids or whatever, and they have a pickaxe. They have 2 pickaxes, which doubles everything. So you can get a ton of points for that, which is kind of fun and pretty and exciting when you can pull it off. What's a little bit frustrating is the game is super luck based, right? So you can get really lucky, or you can have terrible luck and not roll what you want at all because you're rolling all your dice between rounds. So I mentioned the run of 1 to 5, right? It has to start with a 1. If there's no dice that you can draft that are a 1, there are abilities that will allow you to re-roll dice, but you could re-roll those dice and not get a 1. And then you just don't get any points for all of those number dice that you have. And that's completely lucky. There's very little mitigation other than re-rolls. You can't turn a die to a 1 face, for example. So that can be a little bit frustrating, but the game is so short as it is.
20 minutes or something.
So it's like, it's not that big of a deal in my mind because the game's so short. You just, hey, let's set up and play again type of thing.
Nice.
You know? It's fun. You start off the game with kind of a special ability, which is not really a special ability. It just tells you have this character that will give you specific die faces for the whole game. So you can have a character that gives you a 1. You can have a character that gives you a gem or something like that. And there's other characters that do other things. So for what it is, I think it's pretty fun. It's pretty lucky. It wouldn't make my top 10. But it was fun. Played it 4 times and had a good time playing.
Nice.
So Dice Miner.
It looks like the cardboard one is functional as far as the mountain holding the dice. I mean, similar functionality, just not as cool looking.
Right. And I've heard some people say that they actually prefer the cardboard. I've read some forum posts that
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know. The box is pretty big, and it's such a small,
Game.
simple game. It's like, why is this box so big?
Yeah.
I have this cool plastic thing, but maybe I'd be better with the cardboard. I don't know. It is cool, and it does have some pretty cool table presence.
I like the Mug of Ale
Yeah, right.
dice face. That looks cool.
Yeah, so that's one thing I didn't mention. So if you have the ale or the beer or whatever, then you can say cheers, and you give that beer to somebody else.
Oh.
You roll the die, give that whatever that die face is, you give it to another person, and then you take 2 from the mountain, but you can take from anywhere on the mountain that you can pull a dice out of, right? So it gives you a little bit more flexibility, and it will uncover other things that you can draft, and you get two choices there. So
That's cool.
adds just a little bit more strategy, So it's fun. I'd play it again for sure. It's published by Atlas Games, designed by Joshua Debonis and Nikola Resteski.
Nice.
And that is Dice Miner. What do you got next?
A dwarf game.
A dwarf game.
Well, a dwarf connection. Fantasy game.
Oh,
I'm going
nice.
to talk about The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring trick-taking game.
Oh, it's one of those short titles again.
Yes. So basically, you guys have played The Crew, right?
Yep.
It's a cooperative trick-taking game. It's got a story and you're trying to save the planet or something, and then you're diving in the ocean. Nope, Logan's shaking his head at me. Search for the Planet Nine.
Yeah.
That's one of them. The other one, you're underwater.
It's a sea something or other.
Yeah, sea themed. See,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
right, Logan.
Yeah.
Well, this is similar to that. I would say that it's largely probably the influence for this version of this game that happens to take place in Middle Earth. This is the Fellowship. You're following the Fellowship through the story. Tom Bombadil's in there. Each round or each mission or mission card that you're trying to complete, there are specific characters that you have to use. They have sometimes abilities. They can trade cards with other players at the start of the round, but they have requirements that have to be met for you to complete that round. So you're playing a trick-taking game where it's cooperative. You can't communicate, obviously, verbally about, what cards you have or whatever, and you're just trying to win tricks in a way that everybody completes their missions. I will say that the art is amazing. The story, obviously it follows the Fellowship of the Ring, so it's great. But thematically, there are things throughout each mission and the setting of where that mission takes place that just are really cool. And I'll give you one example. I don't want to spoil too much, but I am going to say this one. When they go to Lothlorien, Gimli is blindfolded and has to play all of his cards face down, which is just a really cool thematic thing. Like, nobody can see what Gimli's playing until everybody's played a card, and then you flip them over and see what Gimli played. I don't know. There's little things like that just follow the thematic elements of the story. I think there's 18 missions, and I think we've played through 15 or 16 of them. We also have an extra promo bonus one that is like 16 and a half. But I love this. This game is awesome. It is fantastic. We've had a blast with it. We need to finish it up. It was also on my shelf of shame, so I'm just slaying those left and right.
Knocking them out.
But yeah, I couldn't be happier with this experience. I really liked both Crew games, but I would hands down rather play this just because of the art and the thematic. And I feel like it's done a little bit better. I don't know.
You're a big Lord of the Rings guy too.
I am,
that
yes.
Does not hurt.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
And this one's the Fellowship. I look forward. Hopefully they're doing the Two Towers. So this was made by Office Dog.
That doesn't sound right. It is Office Dog.
I think it's Office Dog.
Nice,
yeah.
nice.
Office Dog, designed by, is this guy from The Lord of the Rings? Designed by Brian Bornmuller. And the artists are Elaine Ryan and Samuel R. Shimota. This game's fantastic.
Sounds like Aragorn's brother or something.
Yeah.
He's probably in there.
Ooh. Okay. Well, hopefully we're getting a Two Towers. Hopefully we'll get the Return of the King.
Nice.
I think this thing's been selling like hotcakes. I'm sure that those are in the works.
Yeah, I have this one, and I'm excited to play it. How many does it play? Up to 4? Or can you play
I think
more
it's
than
up
that?
to 4.
Okay.
We'll put a pin in it. 1 to 4 players. You can play the solo, and I've heard that it's great solo.
On our Discord, there's been some discussion about solo play.
Yep.
And with this one. So a solo trick taker, right?
Yeah.
So it's a trick taker.
Yep.
Anytime you can make a trick taker solo, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in some of our rounds, if we fail on like the second trick, last 2 minutes, sometimes they go about 15, 20 minutes. There are some of the missions where you have to complete like 8 character cards. And if you're playing 3-player like we are, it takes multiple plays to get, because only one person can have one character at a time.
Yeah.
Right? So,
And you have you have to pass the mission to go to the next mission,
yep.
right?
Yep.
Gloomhaven style.
Yes, but much shorter and much better.
Oh, much better.
Absolutely. I would rather play this than over Gloomhaven. I don't know. What do you think, Logan? You look like you were going to say something else. What were you going to say?
Yeah, there's 2 different types of chapters. The short chapters where you just play through it once. Any of the characters, you just pick some of those. You have to beat it once. And then the long chapters where you have to beat every character. I love the short chapters because it's just awesome when there's like 3 or 4 short chapters in a row, and we can play 3 or 4 times in a night, and every time it's completely different rules, completely different. It's new mechanics with the different requirements. It's just awesome.
Frodo always has to win 4 rings. He always is the player that starts with the 1 ring. I don't know. There are tons of cool things.
Nice.
Thematic. It's just an awesome game. Check that out. The Fellowship of the Ring, Lord of the Rings, the trick-taking game.
I like it.
Also, my next game also falls into a fantasy world. It is published by Simon and Guillotine Games, and designed by Raphael Guiton.
Sorry, hold on a second.
Who owns this one now?
Yeah. We'll do a status check at the end of the episode to see if Simon's still in business or not.
Oh my gosh. All right,
Keep going. Keep going.
which game?
Sorry.
So yeah, designed by Raphael Guiton, John Baptiste Lullian, David Preddy, and Nicholas Rout. This is Zombicide White Death. If you're unfamiliar with the Zombicide world, it's a game where everybody takes on the role of a post-apocalyptic survivor. You are going through a bunch of missions with different objectives, different story, collecting gear, leveling up, getting XP, unlocking new abilities, and just fighting massive hordes of zombies. And then specifically White Death, there's a bunch of different worlds within Zombicide. There's a sci-fi one with aliens. There's just classic Zombicide. And then this one falls within fantasy Zombicide. And the fantasy world of Zombicide is by far my favorite rule set. It really raises the stakes compared to the other Zombicide games where the zombies are stronger, but then you're also stronger. So this game does something, for me, very similar to what Death May Die does, where it just makes awesome moments. You're surrounded by hordes of zombies. You get perfect dice rolls, just clear out everything. It's just tons of fun.
Which do you like better?
I would
Logan.
choose Death May Die over Zombicide.
Okay.
Thank you. That was the appropriate answer.
But White Death specifically adds a couple new mechanics to the Zombicide world that's never really been seen. There's this massive wall that's in the majority of the scenarios that the zombies just pile up against, and you're shooting down on them, and you can like pour boiling oil onto them and just wipe them out. It's just so fun, creates epic moments, and have had an absolute blast with this one.
That makes me think of World War Z with the zombies piling up along
the
like
wall.
outside of Israel. And,
Yeah.
I don't know. That was the imagery it gave me.
Yeah. So you said you're leveling up. Do you get a similar feeling as when you're going insane in Cthulhu Death May Die and getting more powerful? Is that you get the same feel?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Because
okay.
you become more powerful, and as you become more powerful, more and more zombies are spawning. So there is the same thing where if you go too far, too fast, that can be detrimental and can cause you to lose. But yeah.
I don't know. So we played Green Horde. How does that relate to White Death? Is that a expansion of it, or?
So Green Horde is also within the fantasy world, and the way that Zombicide does these worlds is all of the sets within the same world are 100% compatible. So Green Horde is its own base game, and White Death is its own base game. I don't actually own White Death. I had a friend who picked it up. We tried it out. I immediately got invested in the fantasy and went and bought Green Horde. But yeah, completely compatible, but separate games.
So I tried it again. I liked it. I played Green Horde. I had only played the base game before a couple times, and that was a long time ago, and I had been kind of negative. I had a good time playing. I said I would happily play it again with you, right? To me, it doesn't even come close to comparing to Cthulhu Death May Die. I enjoyed our play, right? I had fun. I didn't feel like, maybe it was just the scenario that we played. It felt a little easy. And I remember when we played before, it was just like overwhelmingly impossible. And it took forever. And you and I played pretty quickly, which I liked. And we were able to complete the scenario successfully, mainly due to my warrior dude who had the push ability, and I kept pushing the zombies away. It was awesome. It was epic.
Okay. Yeah. Nice. That's what you're looking for in a game like this.
Yeah. But I didn't, maybe it was because the scenario was shorter. I don't think any of our characters out of the 6 got past this first upgrade level.
Yeah. And so actually one thing I like about the fantasy is it ramps. So as you go through the missions, they do get progressively harder and more difficult.
Oh, that's good.
Which in the original one, it was kind of like the first mission was one of the hardest missions in the original one. And then like the second mission was an easy. It was kind of scattered out. In the fantasy sets, they actually progress. It starts easy and it gets really hard near the end. So
I love the variety of scenarios in these types of games.
Yeah.
How it completely changes up how you play.
Yeah.
The Cthulhu Death May Die is like that, right? Like the scenarios can be completely different. It sounds like this is similar. You know, you're doing different things and it changes how you play, right?
absolutely.
Well, it'll be interesting. Asmodee bought bought Zombicide IP from Simon. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what they do with it.
Yeah, it will be interesting. They've bought other things and they've just kind of set them aside.
Yeah.
So
maybe they'll buy Massive Darkness too.
Oh man. I'm hoping it fulfills, right? Because Massive Darkness looks amazing. Similar style game. I don't know if we should start talking about CMON or not, because holy cow. Yeah, I don't know. It's what's happening in the industry now, right? So it's very topical, but it's
I feel
almost
like this has been brewing for years. This is not based on current events, in my opinion.
It has been, because they've been funding through new crowdfunding projects, I think, for a long time.
Right. They've been rolling it over, rolling the funding
and then,
to the next project. And
then it got to
the previous project
where they couldn't sustain that anymore.
Yeah.
And now they're having to sell their largest IPs. Like when they first started selling, when they sold Ankh and Blood Rage, I'm like, okay, they just need a little bit of cash. It's like, well, as long as they don't do Zombicide, because that's their cash cow, then they'll be fine. And then Zombicide. So it seems like they're in pretty dire straits, right? And I just hope that they get everything in order and they can actually fulfill all of their, crowdfunding campaigns, right? So
they do there's 2 pages on their webpage where they update the pre-order projects, because they've got like 8 or 9 of those. And then 8 or 9 crowdfunding projects that are outstanding. And they do update that page or those pages every couple weeks. But
so we're going to do it in this order until we run out of money.
Yes, right.
And it gets to Cthulhu Death May Die and you guys are all out of luck. It's like,
well, that hurts. I did like the partial payments on the Cthulhu Death May Die. And every time the next payment goes through, I'm like, that's great. I'm still paying for this, and I'm still good chance I'm probably not going to see it.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. I wasn't trying to take away from Zombicide. White Death.
Sounds awesome.
White Death?
Yeah, White Death.
I would be interested in playing Zombicide for sure. So if you want to get a game going, I'm in.
I would love to.
I mean, I used to not like dice chuckers. I love them now, as long as it's a good game, because it just creates a lot of cool moments and stuff. So
I had a game a couple of weeks ago that I played with my buddies where I had like the perfect setup with a bunch of equipment, and I rolled 22 dice in a single attack. We had to like pull dice from other games to get enough because we wanted to roll it all at once, and it was just awesome. Got like 11 zombies out with one attack.
did you put them all through a dice tower?
No.
Because that would have been like 8 seconds of just dice
Non-stop.
Oh, that's amazing.
But yeah, that's Zombicide White Death.
Nice.
All right. The next one I'm going to talk about, set in a fantasy sci-fi setting in a galaxy far, far away. This is Star Wars, the deck building game, Clone Wars Edition. This is the second in the series. There was the first one was Star Wars, the deck building game, which I think both of you guys have played, right?
Yep.
This game is identical to the other game with a slight rules change to how you exile cards. And it's been a while since I played the original, so I don't even know what the change was. Exile means basically trash. You're getting the card out of the game. So this is based on the Clone Wars. If you're familiar with Star Wars, it has basic deck building mechanics, right? You start out with a crappy set of 10 cards, and you're buying new cards, hopefully exiling or getting rid of the bad cards and trying to defeat your opponent. So you're either the Separatists or the Republic. There is a galaxy deck in the middle. This is one of the things that I think is the coolest thing about the game is you have a galaxy deck in the middle, and there are separatist cards, there are republic cards, there are neutral cards. So you flip over 6 to start off the game, and if you get a card that matches your faction, who you're playing, you face that card towards you, and you're the only one that can buy that card. If it's a neutral card, you turn it sideways. That card is available for both players. If it's the other faction, it faces away from you. Okay. So you have your own cards that you can purchase, but you can attack the cards of your opponent, which is awesome. And if you attack those cards, then you get a certain bonus. Not only do you keep your opponent from getting that card, but you get a bonus for attacking that card, which I think is awesome and really cool. So the way you win the game is you have to defeat your opponent's base 3 times. So they start off with a base, and then you defeat that base. At the beginning of the next turn, they get another base. That's another cool part about the game is all these bases have cool abilities when you get them out. You defeat the second base, you defeat the third base, and then you end up being the winner. So whoever does that first wins. There's a cool force track that you're trying to get the force on your side, and there's cards that interact with that say, if you have the force, then you get a certain bonus and a certain ability. But it's a constant tug of war where the force is going back and forth. It's a very thematic game, so what you're doing is thematic and cool. One of the things that happened in our game was Count Dooku was out in the Galaxy Row. I played a new base, and it said I could take a card from the Galaxy Row that was a separatist card and put it directly into my hand. So normally you get a card that goes in your discard pile, but I was able to get Dooku, boom, right into my hand, put him down the next time. Had this huge turn, did a ton of damage to I was playing with Matt, to his base, and it was awesome. And the game came down right to the end where there was 1 damage left on his base. I couldn't quite finish him off, and then he finished me off on the next turn. So it was really close and really exciting to end, which was cool.
Nice.
There's
awesome.
One card that is hilarious. Jar Jar Binks is in the game. This card is terrible. When you purchase or play Jar Jar Binks, you have to spend 2 resources. You do get 1 force, and you place him in your opponent's discard pile, right? And he does nothing else, right? He doesn't attack. He doesn't give resources. He doesn't do anything. He just clutters up your opponent's deck.
It's Darth Jar Jar.
Yeah. Well, it could be Darth Jar Jar, yeah. But it's funny because it's going back and forth, and he's a terrible character, and like nobody likes him. So I thought that was awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah. So yeah, great game. I like it. Plays quick.
Maybe you said this. You can't. So standalone.
It is
Can
standalone.
you mix the two?
You can.
Okay.
There's rules for mixing the two. I have not done that. I have not read the rules. I've only actually played it one time, but you can mix the two, which is pretty cool.
I still think I had fun playing this game. I like the game. I have this expansion. I'm excited to try it out. I still think it's weird that they released it a few months before they released Star Wars Unlimited,
The TCG. Yeah.
the TCG. Like,
Yeah. It's targeting different audiences though, right?
it is, but it's just interesting the timing of that. And was that on
Well, and
purpose?
it's both,
or did
both
that-
Fantasy Flight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but they're both great. I think they're great, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If there's such a barrier to entry for Unlimited,
Yeah.
because it's a TCG and you got to buy booster packs and you got to invest a lot of money to make it a decent
Yeah.
game, right?
And
So,
that-
and this is just a one-off that you buy it, it's done.
Right.
So I think for me, I'm not into Unlimited, so this is perfect for me. But like maybe for you,
I'm drowning in Unlimited.
You might
I
want
have-
to, yes, and I feel the same way for Lorcana, right?
Yeah.
But you're going to get your Star Wars fix playing Unlimited.
Right.
And then I'll get my Star Wars fix playing this 30-minute game. Unlimited's quick too, but you have to invest in it.
Building the decks.
and
Unless you
everything.
just use the starter decks or whatever. But,
Exactly, yeah.
yeah. No, I think this definitely still has a place in my collection. I just think it's
Yeah.
funny that, not funny, but it's amusing that Fantasy Flight decided to release them basically at the same time.
It is interesting. Yeah.
But that's cool. I'm
It's good.
glad you had a good time with it.
Yeah, it's fun. And it creates moments too, like thematic moments where you get like Anakin and Padme, they go attack a capital ship and then destroy a base. You know, it's like, it creates kind of cool, weird cinematic moments.
Yeah.
I remember playing the original and Luke and Boba Fett or something went and attacked something, you know, and
Yeah.
it was cool. It just creates fun Star Wars stories if you're into Star Wars, which is fun.
That's
So,
cool.
That is Star Wars, the deck building game, Clone Wars edition from Fantasy Flight.
All right, I'm going to talk about a game briefly. This, I think, our last one that we're going to talk about. This was also on my shelf of shame last year and this year. Clank Legacy Season 1, or Acquisitions Incorporated. Season 1 came out in 2019, I believe. This is from Direwolf, and it was designed by Andy Cloutice and Paul Denon. And I love Paul Denon because he does awesome games.
Clank's great.
Clank, Dune Imperium, keep going, right? Love his games. I love Clank. This one, Clank Legacy. I'm going to stay positive as much as I can.
No spoilers as well, right?
Yeah. I mean, it came out 6 years ago. I mean,
It doesn't,
how
no.
much lead time do you need?
Legacy games are hard to get through. People,
Sure,
it takes
sure.
a long time.
So anyway, I love Clank, right? Clank in Space. Clank Catacombs is my favorite. I think I would have liked this more had I played it before Clank Catacombs. Clank Catacombs, in my opinion, is the best Clank game.
Agreed.
I loved, all the legacy aspects of this, of exploring the board and getting new cards and constantly unlocking cards and putting new stickers on cards and modifying them and adding new rules to the game. It was great, right? I had heard, I think Tom Vassell at one point said this was his favorite legacy game. I've heard other people say it was their favorites.
Yeah, I've heard that quite a bit, actually.
So
yeah.
I had high hopes, and we got about 5 or 6 games in, and I was like, okay, that was awesome. And now I'm bored out of my mind.
Bored out of your mind.
Bored out of my mind.
So it was a chore to finish.
It was a huge chore to finish. Do you agree, Logan?
Yes, absolutely.
This is shocking.
At a certain point, I mean, you know this when you unpack the game the first time. When you first set the board out, there's another side to the board, right? You'll see that when you first unpack it. So that's not a spoiler.
Okay. All right.
And I was excited about that, but for reasons I can't discuss, it was not exciting at all. It was boring. And I can't go into it. The deck of cards, the event cards, there were some new things that were added in. The deck was fun to explore. The story, meh.
Was there a lot of reading?
There was a lot of reading. There was lots of sticker placement.
See, I'm not big on that.
You
Right.
get and sometimes it's fine, but then other times it's like 4 or 5 things get triggered in a 3-turn span, and you're just reading a bunch of text and then putting out more stickers and reading more text, and the game just comes to a screeching halt, right? And that happened a few times. I lost interest with it.
For the record, in the first 5 scenarios, we loved it. We were just grinning constantly while we were playing. We were super excited with all the new content.
Exploring the board was awesome.
It was super fun. And yeah, after the 5th scenario, it was
How many
it
scenarios?
died off.
How many?
10,
Oh, okay. So it can vary.
but more.
Okay.
And there are a couple cool things, like they have every scenario after a couple has a patron card that kind of has some different rule set that changes the gameplay a little bit. You're constantly trying to complete these little mission quests or whatever. But the patron changes a couple things, and you have that this box of patrons that you can pick from if you ever play the game in the future after you finish the campaign, right? So you have this unique version of the game that you can play, which is cool.
Will you ever play it?
I don't know. Because I can't imagine I would bring it to our game night and people who haven't played my version of the game with me are going to want to play it. So probably not, right?
Yeah. Interesting. So that's surprising, right?
Yeah.
Because it's had such high praise.
Right.
I recently finished Ticket to Ride Legends of the West legacy game. And
Was it a chore?
At times it was. Did the length of the game increase as you got later in the campaign?
I feel like we had a couple games that got really long, but we also had a couple really short ones. But they were just like brutal, like constant drawing of Clank out of the bag, and we both got butchered within half an hour or something.
Yeah. We had a
really quick game.
One of the fastest games of any Clank I've ever played.
Yeah.
Because one of my criticisms of Ticket to Ride is that you progressively get more and more trains as the game goes on. And it's not a secret in this one as well that the board gets bigger and bigger as you're playing. You start in the east. When you start the game, it's in the east, and then you're exploring, right? So the game would just get longer and longer.
And there was nothing in place to kind of shorten it
There
or keep it balanced?
There was right at the end. There was, which we were very happy to see.
Yeah.
But getting up to those, it was like the 7th game. It was just, whoa, it is long. So it did at times feel like a chore. Super fun, but it's interesting to hear that you kind of had a similar experience in this one.
Yeah, I would have been happy if it would have been like 6 missions or 6 games. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because after that, it did become a chore. And there were a couple times where we thought we were done and we weren't. And then it was like, oh
no.
Yeah. There are some other cool things that get added. I like the vault cards. I don't know if they're in any other game, but basically at the beginning of every game, you draw a few vault cards that are items that you've collected in previous games, and you get to pick one, and it has some special ability. It starts out in your discard pile, but after you draw, 2 hands of cards, then it's in play. And so those were cool. I do have to talk about Perry Bottom though. So this character that we crafted on this card, we got to name him. His name was Perry Bottom. He was chaotic good. His talents are beekeeping. His personal item is a dead rabbit's foot. And his signature phrase is, "There will be blood tonight." Perry Bottom was a stud. He was a factor in all of our games, and he was just an absolute trooper. I mean, we're talking Sam level Hobbit, just amazing dude.
Nice.
So,
He does sound amazing.
yeah, he was fantastic.
I love when you add, like, The first time we played Pandemic, Legacy, and when you name the diseases and stuff, I still remember the names of the diseases. One of them was the Beebs.
The Beebs.
It's just funny that's the cool part of Legacy games, right? I love that. That's awesome. That's awesome.
I loved the deck. I loved the cards that kept coming out, the new cards that we experienced, and some of the tasks and stuff were fun, but there are a lot of times that second half where it did feel a little like a chore playing. So,
you're committed, right?
Yeah.
So like you start a Legacy game. I mean, you don't have to finish it, but you kind of want to, right? So
I felt that with one other Legacy game before. It was Betrayal Legacy.
Yeah.
That was a slog for me. Logan loved it.
I also think I enjoyed normal Betrayal more than you.
That's probably true.
Betrayal Legacy was awesome.
It was fun.
For me, the whole thing, like up to the last scenario, I was sad when that campaign ended. Like I could have just kept playing and playing through that.
Aeon's End Legacy, we didn't finish. It just.
Do you think you'll ever go back and finish?
I thought about it, but it just didn't. It just wasn't as fun as I was hoping it would be. Yeah. I love Aeon's End, but I think it's probably should stick to a kind of a one and done type of thing, at least for me.
The most recent one I played with Logan was Divinus, and we did a whole episode on that.
Yeah, you love that one.
It gets hardly any recognition at all. It's got a low score on BGG. That was so much more enjoyable than this entire Clank Legacy experience. Never once during those 12 games or so did I think, man, this feels like a chore. Like every game was fun, every game was challenging, and there was just enough story to make it interesting and change the different, your goals and different style of play for that round. I never once felt like, oh, we have to play this again to finish it, So that's how I felt about this. I have Clank Legacy Season 2 also on my shelf of shame, waiting to be played.
You're not going to make it.
I've heard that one is not as good as Clank Legacy Season 1, so I'm like, who knows though?
I think I've heard there's more story in that one.
And there's scratching of scratch-offs, I think, are in the game.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we'll still play it. I hope it's a better experience for us.
To get it off your shelf of shame, you just have to play one scenario. So there
I got to finish. I committed.
You committed to doing the whole thing.
I did. Yes. You know what's amazing?
About that.
I actually, all three of these that I talked about were on my shelf of shame.
Yeah.
Logan and I also played War Chest Nightfall.
Yeah.
The other night. That was also on my shelf of shame. I'm just cruising. I think I'm close to being done.
I'm focusing on mine as well. I'm not quite as far along, but I have Astronight's Eternity, and I got it out. Sleeved all the cards. It's ready to play. I'm gonna get that one played soon. So
I noticed you didn't sleeve Star Wars: The Deck Building game.
Funny. I took it out of Shrink before bringing it here because we played Matt's copy.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, it will be sleeved.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Absolutely be sleeved.
Nice.
So, yeah.
There was one thing I did like about this Legacy game is that you were incentivized and you got rewarded for following the story. We have played some campaign games where it's either the story or winning the game.
Dead Reckoning.
Yeah, and that is not. I don't love that. But then with this, I did appreciate the fact that you could go to advance the story and still come out with a good score for the game.
Yeah.
Interesting you say that. I'm going to talk more about Ticket to Ride Legacy, I think, in a future episode.
Okay.
But that's one of the things I noticed in that one as well. I think to be competitive, you had to do what the game was telling you to do, which I think is, it's a good and a bad thing, right? Because it takes away a little bit of your agency in the game. It's like, hey, maybe I just want to go do tickets the whole time. But no, I got to go do this thing because that thing's going to get me more points than doing maybe what I want to do, So I think that can be a good and a bad thing, but no, I think it sounds like a good thing in Clank.
Yeah, I think that was a good thing. I think there's a happy medium between you have to go do this to be competitive, and
Right.
you have this asymmetric ability that points you in this direction.
Right.
Somewhere in between is a good balance based on
That's
what
where
the game
good
is.
game design comes in.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with the Dead Reckoning. Like, you focus on trying to progress the campaign story, and you're gonna get destroyed. In
You
the
almost
actual
have the same
gameplay.
coins at the end of the game as you start the game with.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Lots of good games. There's 6 or 7 other games I could talk about. I'm way behind on games that I've been playing lately that I haven't talked about on the podcast, but it is good to talk about these, and we should play something right now.
I was hoping we would end in time to actually play a game.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Do we want to talk about anything that we're excited about?
Yes.
Status update.
I've got a few things.
CMON is still in business.
What did you ask, ChatGPT or something?
I did, yeah. Yeah.
And they're still good?
There's no new news reports about CMON going out of
Okay.
business. So
Yeah.
maybe another update before the end of the episode.
No. They're going to be fine. Let's put that positive vibe out into the world. They're going to be just fine. Okay, a few things we're excited about. So, speaking of Shelf of Shame games, I got Star Trek Captain's Chair off my Shelf of Shame. I think I talked about this already. It was announced that there are some expansions coming for Star Trek Captain's Chair, which is awesome. The first one is Second Contact, and you can play as Christopher Pike, one of my favorite characters. Absolutely love him. You can play as him.
Is that Chris Pine's mentor?
Yeah, you can play as him. He's great. He's great. You can play as just a bunch of other characters. It just adds more variety to the game, which is amazing. There's another expansion where you can actually play as Kirk, which is great. Everybody was saying, why is Kirk not in this game? We knew it was coming. He's added a bunch of other characters. They put in Lower Deck characters, which is the animated one, which is kind of funny seeing animated characters in the game because it actually has art from the shows and stuff like that, which is really cool. I'm just having a ton of fun with this game. It's I played it with Eric a few times. Tyson's wanted to play. I think you'll probably want to play it at some point. Fantastic game. Super excited about that and to explore even more. It's a beefy game though. There's so much that I haven't explored in the original, but I'm excited to get more content for it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
Have you been backing any games lately?
No.
Because Colosseum's active.
Yeah.
I'm passing on it.
I'm passing on Colosseum because I have the original Days of Wonder version. I know it adds a little bit. I think it may be streamlines it a little bit. It's got amazing art. But I like the art in the Days of Wonder version. If it was the second edition one that I had, that was, I think, Tasty Minstrel.
If you own the second edition.
If I own the second edition, I'd probably go in and back this one.
Yeah.
But, I mean, a lot of people, that's kind of their grill game is getting the Days of Wonder version of that.
Nice.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I'm going to pass on it. Vantage from Stonemaier.
Stonemaire's burned me too many times. I'm gonna wait to see
Interesting.
what happens on that.
Okay.
Is that a crowdfunding?
No.
That's just he doesn't crowdfund. Yeah.
No, it's getting close to where he's going to.
Are you gonna
I don't know.
I'll let you buy it and then I'll play it.
I was going to let Logan buy it and then I'll play his copy.
Like Pendulum, when that came out, I'm like, there was another one that was based on another game. It was Red Rising.
Red Rising.
I'm like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, that wasn't a winner.
Tapestry.
I love Tapestry.
You do love Tapestry, but
I don't care
Tapestry
if it's
is
unbalanced or
oh
not.
my gosh, that game is unbalanced. But yeah, I ended up selling my Tapestry, but I can recognize that it's a fun game to play for sure. But anyway, Stonemaier used to be
Like
Insta-buy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to buy it. No questions asked, but it's kind of not that way anymore for me.
Fallen down a little bit.
Yep.
What else are you excited about?
So crowdfunding. So dice. We've talked about dice checkers, right? Grimcoven, the pledge manager, recently closed. It actually closed, I think today was the last day.
Yeah.
It's supposed to start fulfilling in September. That's not going to happen. It'll probably be later this year.
That's Awaken Realms.
It's Awaken Realms. I upped my pledge. So I got more content for it.
You did?
I did.
Nice.
And I upgraded to the Sundrop miniatures.
They're awesome.
They look so good. I'm super excited to play this game. I'm hoping it's good. I'm hoping it gives you a Cthulhu Death May Die feel. Obviously I want it to be different than that, but
Yeah.
I think it has potential to be really good. And I figured, you know what? It's going to be a popular game. If I don't like it, I could probably sell it and get my money back for it.
Yeah, now I'm wondering if I should just sell mine since you went all in. Because this is one of the ones where I was like pulling back, like, I don't need everything. I've got tons of Nemesis stuff. Logan never wants to play those with me.
Are you serious?
And I didn't.
Nemesis. I would play Nemesis anytime.
Well, I didn't go all in. I didn't get everything. I think it's called the Hunter Pledge, but I wanted to get enough content that I could play for a while, but I wanted to get all the upgraded stuff. So I got the acrylic pieces. I got the terrain pack that has the cool carriage and stuff.
Yeah,
you know,
like the green doors or
the green doors and everything. So
portals or whatever they are.
So the table presence is going to be really cool. And then I can always, if it's successful, they'll do another campaign, and then I can upgrade at that point, right? But I wanted to get all the cool stuff. The only thing that the Hunter's Pledge had that I was like, was the art book. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
But it ended up being a better deal just to back that.
Sure.
Because I wanted everything else. So.
Nemesis Retaliation that did 21 million or so. I think that's getting close to shipping.
Oh, and you backed that?
Yeah, I did.
You have so much Nemesis.
Yes. I do. I am excited to get that. I need to look. I haven't looked at what I've backed recently to see. Formaggio Kickstarter, the pledge manager just opened for that. Excited about that one. Logan, what are you excited about?
So my number one game of all time is Unmatched. I love Unmatched. And we are getting Unmatched Battle of Legends Volume 3. That pre-order of mine should be shipping sometime this month. We're at 59 different playable characters. This one's adding 4 more: Loki, Pandora, El Chupacabra, and Blackbeard. It looks amazing. The characters have awesome mechanics, the things that have been leaked. It looks so fun. I'm so excited for it. Battle of Legends, the Volume 1 was the first ever Unmatched set. Volume 2 added a bunch of new mechanics that kind of changed the game. So just ecstatic, waiting for Volume 3 to arrive.
Sweet.
I'm sure you'll have lots of fun playing that with your nerd group.
Indubitably.
That's what we do as well. Yes. We all play with our nerd groups.
That's right.
Yeah. Good stuff coming. Railroad tiles. That should be coming soon for me.
Railroad tiles should be coming soon. Ooh, Coloma. Oh, wait. Just kidding.
Oh boy.
Lands of Evershade, another one from Awaken Realms.
Yeah, I looked at that. That's I don't think that's my style.
I think that's still a year away from fulfilling at least.
Did you get that one?
Yeah, I did.
Oh. Okay. I'm excited.
Horror
to
on the Orient Express.
Yeah.
That's getting closer.
I'm worried about that one. I don't know why. I feel like it's going to come and be terrible.
I'm wondering that too.
Yeah,
I'm wondering that too.
Yeah. But I hope I'm completely wrong.
I haven't heard anything from Karma Games recently. Who knows if we're ever going to see Clans of Caledonia expansion or...
I'm excited for it.
I am. Revenant from Mind Clash. Man, there are some good games in the pipeline if they fulfill.
Yep. I did not back Revenant. I figured Voidfall was enough, but I'm excited to play Revenant.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's awesome. Good stuff coming, for sure.
Clash of Clans, apparently.
You backed that?
No, I didn't know it even existed. That's a pass.
You've slowed down in your backing.
I have. And I've only been doing core pledges for some stuff.
Yeah. Etherstone, is that one that we backed? Ether something?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's coming. That's coming
that
too.
one's coming.
Yeah.
Ooh, Excalibur from Roxley Games looks awesome. Super cool.
Oh, yeah.
You're like picking up tiles and they each have special abilities and you're trying to get Excalibur. It looks really cool.
That's not a crowdfunding, right? They just are releasing that one, right? Or is it crowdfunding?
It was on, there was a campaign for it.
Oh, there was a campaign. I still feel bad. I would like to get, what is it? The Skyline. What is it called?
Skyrise.
Skyrise is amazing. Overproduced. I love everything about it though.
That game's awesome.
I wish I would have backed that one. So Roxley, they do good stuff. Oh, I have Ascension coming, a bunch of Ascension. This is kind of annoying. I don't know if you've seen it, but so I'm getting 4th edition Ascension through the crowdfunding campaign. You can just buy it in retail, but I'm like, I'll just buy it through the crowdfunding campaign. I don't know why I did that. But they just announced an Ascension 15th anniversary edition that is basically the 4th edition with cooler like foil cards and stuff.
That's
lame. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
That's like, I think it was Renegade Studios or Renegade that redid Acquire. And then a year and a half later, the 65th anniversary of Acquire. Like,
what are you doing?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's questionable.
It was a little bit questionable.
Ooh, here's something else I'm excited about.
Yeah?
Clank Catacombs Underworld expansion for Clank Catacombs. They're
awesome.
doing a Kickstarter for this, but they also said it's retailing. It'll be in retail this year. So I don't know if.
So what's the benefit of Kickstarting?
I don't know.
Other than paying more.
We'll see.
That's not a benefit for the record.
Yeah, we'll see some kind of promo or something. I don't know.
yeah, exactly. You get one extra tile and you spend $30 more.
Yeah, there's a Kickstarter page, but if you watch the video in their announcement, it's like, and this will be retailing later this year, and it's like, what are you guys doing?
I don't know.
But hey, Clank Catacombs Underworld.
I still don't have the first expansion, which is a tragedy.
Yeah, that's great. We've played it.
We've played it. I think I played it twice. Yeah, and it's amazing.
Yeah, Direwolf's local to us. They're in Denver, I think.
Oh, maybe we should go pick the expansion up. Give them a call.
Yeah.
I don't think it works that way.
No.
Okay. All right.
I mean, we are a content creator, so maybe if they ever reached out to us or responded to any emails at all, that'd be great.
Yeah,
because we've emailed them a few times.
We have. Yeah.
They're like, shut down.
Who are these guys?
Yeah.
We're not giving them jack.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it was good to record again.
It was nice.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. There's been just a lot of busy stuff. A lot of busyness this year.
Yes. Yeah.
I'd like to get to more of a regular recording schedule.
Yeah, I would like to get back to every couple weeks.
Absolutely.
Keep it not 2 hours. Not over 2 hours.
What are we at now?
We are hour and 25.
Oh, yeah. And
we'll shave off 7 or 8 minutes, and that's perfect.
Yeah.
The over 2 hour ones kill me.
Yeah.
Editing.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
My schedule right now, I don't have time for it. So
you got to golf. I mean, you got a lot of golf to do.
That's right. I got a lot of golfing to do. and other people have a lot of golfing to do.
More importantly, other people.
In our golfing space. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
We'll be back probably with another bracketology episode when we get Tyson back.
Those are amazing. I love recording those. It's going to be a struggle with the next few numbers, but we'll make it work.
Yeah, I put up my games.
Then the next few numbers. I know my numbers and letters.
I wasn't going to say anything.
The next few letters.
Yeah. I could not come up with 8 for a couple of the letters, so we'll see how it goes. And special thanks to Logan for being on the episode with us and filling in for Tyson.
Yeah, it's always a blast to be on the podcast. I'm happy to be back for a little bit.
Thanks for listening.
Job finished.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Longest Turn Board Gaming Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode and you want more Longest Turn in your life, please check us out on Instagram. Also, be sure to check us out on Board Game Geek, where you can join our guild, Guild 3947, and check out our blog, where we post all our show notes and occasionally post more detailed reviews. If that's not enough for you, we have a Discord server. If you want to play a game with us on Board Game Arena, join our Board Game Arena group, The Longest Turn. Until next time, thanks for listening.
Tot ziens.
Goodbye.
See you later.
Season 4. Summertime played lately.
Season 4? Are we on season 4?
Feels like
Do we do seasons?
We don't, but
We're still in season 1.
aren't we like on our 4th year?
We are, but I think we're still in season 1.
Yeah.
We should probably switch over to season 2.
And this is officially the end of season 1. Come back next time.
Everybody's like, huh?
Yeah.
What are they doing?
Welcome to The Longest Turn. This is episode 82. Summertime Games Played Lately. Season 2, episode 1.
No.
No?
Abort.
My name is Tyler. We're starting a new season, guys.
Yeah. We run 4-year seasons.
Yeah.